is on Watson.
Here we go, the big one at the MCG, the 214th meeting between Collingwood and Carlton, and just about a capacity crowd. Allen knocks it down. Oh, straight arm there, Ratton copped it right in the gob. Gee, let's take a look at that again. Game's only been going a couple of seconds, and wham! Oh. Well, no need to say it, you saw it yourself. So the kick comes down to half forward. Cooter, as Don said in his pre-match comments, just ordinary in form for him. He can lift and he will. Shorble, right, a little bit of a fumble. The pressure's on. And the ball paddled over the line in front of right by Clappe. We'll see a throw in 60 metres from goal. Let's go down to Dipper. Boy, you'd love that stuff, Dipper.
Yeah, not wrong, Pete. And just to remind the viewers, number 7, Ratton, had a broken nose last week, so I'm sure that would have hurt.
Might have straightened it up.
It's interesting to see Williams going with Ratton. There's going to be a free kick right in the left of screen. There it is there. Williams has got the job of going with Ratton. Ratton ran down to the forward pocket. Williams jostled him right in front of the umpire. Hence, the umpire had no alternative but to play the free kick to Ratton.
Brett Ratton, known as a tagger. We'll see how he shoots at goal. About a 60-degree angle, 35 metres out, brings it around, looks pretty good, it's there. Brett Ratton has the answer.
Well, you can see Bradley going across. If we can get the cameras, there it is. Keep it on Williams, Collingwood. There's a bit of feeling there. Ratton went across. Bradley came across and said to something to Williams too. They certainly don't mind mouthing off nowadays, the players. And there's Williams, a bump into the back. It's about all you can do nowadays. Once upon a time you could do a bit more, couldn't you, Pete?
Well, I thought there was far too many head-high tackles last week in the St Kilda Collingwood game, and there's already been one today.
Sexton's on Anthony Rocker, Hogg on Francis, that's Tony Francis, and Buckley's got Koutafidis.
So a good start to the Blues as Allen takes on Monkhorst, taken by Williams, smothered off the boot. Around the corner it goes from Brown, McDonald it was, down towards half forward for the Magpies, flicked over the back by Watson. They charge in after it. Or going to ground is Clappe. Strong tackle by Rice. And the players come in and
it's a dirty part of our game when you see the ball come down and Sexton was holding on and his teammate holding on and the umpire just says play on.
So it's a bounce about 25 metres out from the Magpies goal. Tony Francis being picked up there by Matthew Hogg, who's back into the Carlton side. Allen gets it down. Monkhorst looking for a hand pass. And it is a trip, said the umpire, so it will be a Collingwood free kick. It might be Anthony Rocker.
No, Monkhorst.
It's Monkhorst, in fact.
Well, they need this man to fire. It's an understatement. He's underdone. Didn't play too well in the first game against Port Adelaide. Not too bad last week. But he's carrying a few injuries and maybe with game exposure will get fitter. Here's the free kick.
Just there.
I think he tripped over himself.
He tripped himself, I think, by the look of that. Well,
I thought he was grabbed, I must admit, when I saw it initially.
Anyway, still a bit of feeling there, isn't there?
It's a bit hard to see. But Damien Monkhorst will kick from 25 metres directly in front. A lot of feeling in this game, as Don Scott said. And he puts it through for a goal. Scores a level.
So both goals coming from free kicks.
Well, what's this trip? Now Monkhorst going in there. And there is the trip.
I think
my instant reaction was I thought it was a trip too, but the umpire hasn't got the hindsight of camera, so he is fallible.
Still they jostle. 2 goals, both from free kicks in the first quarter. Damien Monkhorst from straight in front applies a tackle, crashes into his opponent, and that's Allen. As I mentioned, it's the 214th clash between these two sides, and they're obviously all pumped up for it today. Carlton winning the last 5.
Gavin Brown's got the job on Justin Murphy, and Murphy really did well in the first half at Carlton last week.
Monkhorst again. Koutafidis. Short left footer. Now towards centre wing. It's a foot race. Shorble. Hamill. What a great kick. Collingwood through Russell. Francisca. The veteran Graham Wright. Kicks towards centre field. Patterson in front of Rice. Tall timber needed there. Williams loves a goal on the run, bends it round with the left foot, it rolls, but it rolls through for only a minor score. Always hard to curtail. His first score of the day. Let's go down to Dipper. Plenty happening down there, Dipper.
Yes, Pete, number 27, Alex McDonald, who's on the ground at the moment, is very lucky to be out there. The physio has just allowed him to play. Apparently this morning and also in the rooms before the game, his legs were absolutely dead. And they weren't working, but obviously they're working now, so keep an eye on him.
So Steve Silvani receives that kick in. Big job for Silvani. He's got Rocker. He's got Severio Rocker. That's a good kick to Bradley. He's got a good record on Severio too. Now, here's Christo to centre wing. Bit of a nudge out on Hamill. Oh, look at the athlete here. So he breaks away. Koutafidis down a half forward to Mark de Murphy.
Oh, look at this.
He plays on. Back to Koutafidis. The lead is on. Kernahan has it thumped away by Richardson. Taken by Buckley. Buckley from half-back around the boundary line. What's Rocker doing way out here on the wing? Severio Rocker finds Wright, who kicks into Andrew McKay. Taken here by Rice. He comes back to Ratton. Ratton will break away and drive it short into Kernahan, who hugs it to his chest. And he got some unwanted attention. Then he's not happy, the captain.
Well, he dipped the shoulder trying to disguise a charge at Richardson.
Well, here's the kick from Kernahan. He clears the pack. It didn't quite reach Whitnell. That's Preston Giacomo going to the boundary line. And he's a late inclusion in the side, and he puts it over.
Let's say Mark again. Did he get some attention here or not?
Well, there is Richardson going over the top. But watch Kernahan as he gets up. Now, you can't tell me he wasn't trying to disguise a charge there.
So a bounce, well, not a bounce, but a throw in just outside 50. Carlton have, oh, gee, solid stuff there. Simon Beaumont went in very, very quickly on his opponent. Gavin Crusisca was the last to get up. Magpies by a point. Expected top 20, currently 17 beautiful degrees here at the MCG. Koutafidis on his own, puts the head down and away goes again, starting brilliantly. Kicks into the forward pocket. Allen. Kernahan at the back, did he push? He's marked, it is a push. Richardson free kick.
All he used was his body.
McKay, nearly. Russell. Camporelli calls for it. He goes long. Hamill's in front. Too far in front. Shawble out of bounds deliberately.
It takes a brave umpire to do what the umpire did, paid that free kick. There you can see.
Eyes on the ball, Scotty.
Yes, but no, the ball was never in the vicinity, Pete.
So a throw in, only 5 metres from the behind post now. Koutafidis has started brilliantly. Whitnell, Giacomo out the back. Ratton snaps. Out of
well
bounds.
done by young Whitnell. Over the back.
Out of bounds on the full. And the free kick in the back pocket to be taken by Richardson, who, as we've seen, has the job on sticks Kernahan.
So Mark Richardson, who went on to Everett last week. Oh, Murphy's the flyer over the back. Couldn't hang on to it. Here's the brilliant Buckley. He's racing around the outer wing. Onto the left foot, he drives at the half foot. He'll be looking for the Rocker boys. Awesome courage shown down there by Dean Rice. Taken by Patterson. Into the pocket, Watson. Oh, here's Robbie Ahmed. He might have run out of bounds with it. No, here's a holding the man decision. It will go the way of Collingwood, I feel, and it'll probably go to Patterson.
Watson seems to be injured. I wouldn't be surprised if he's done a hammy. He was limping noticeably only seconds back.
So Stephen Patterson.
Undisciplined play is the reason the ball's down there. We all oohed and ahed as Justin Murphy went up on the back flank for that screamer, but he should have punched the ball from behind. That's gone over the top. Collingwood had the numbers, hence Patterson's going to have a shot for goal. So it may look spectacular, but it's an undisciplined play. Jumping up like that from Justin Murphy.
Keep an eye on Shane Watson then.
He was clutched his hammy, Pete.
So Patterson is a good goal kicker normally. And he looks happy. It's a goal. So the Magpies in front by 7 points.
Yes, in today's football, a mistake can really cost you because the players are so adept at either hand or foot disposing of the ball by either hand or foot. Watson, Armat. And this is the free kick. Watson, Rice has got the job on Patterson.
Seven points the difference in favour of the Magpies. Allen and Monkhorst, won by the former. Krasiska, another of the Collingwood veterans. McDonald looks for Buckley. Ratton after him, nearly catches him. Away goes Buckley. Rocker in front of Silvani. Zab Rocker's got 19 goals, 6 so far this year. It's his 21st mark of the season.
It's a big boy, isn't he, Pete?
Ray Gabovich size, isn't he?
It's a huge kick, monstrous kick.
Distance won't be a problem for him. About 48 metres out. As indeed it's not. Terrific kick, Sam. Magpies third.
Well, he met his nemesis last week in Shanahan. Shanahan always does well on Rocker. Unfortunately, Rocker only kicked the 3 goals. 3 goals, 3. And there's Buckley setting it up. And as we've said so many times, this man has an excellent kicking style. Williams is now on Bradley. Williams was earlier going with Ratton, so there's been a change.
Great start to Collingwood. Good start to Big Sav, because he normally has trouble with Silvani. There's the tackle on Francis. And the umpire said he had no chance. Gavin Dawes, the umpire, deliberating then, and a good decision. Koutafidis had a terrific start. He's already had 5 kicks. So Gavin Dawes to bounce at some very close checking.
Koutafidis is running with Buckley now as Buckley goes forward.
Here's the centre of the ground, and Ratton. He tried to get it out wide. Christo races after it. He's pretty quick. Sucked off the ground by Scott Russell. Murphy and Gavin Brown after it. And both sides pretty fired up here at the MCG today.
Is that the Murphy-Brown duel?
Hang on, that's showing Channel 7, Pete.
And what's happening there, the reason there's a hassle on is that one wants to pick up the other, and Camporelli, you see McKay, Wright, and also Russell. Now what's happening is that one's trying to pick up the other, and those 4 are going together all over the ground, so the matchup's not really working at the moment. I don't know who's trying to go with who.
Gavin Dawes to bounce it again on centre wing. Allen to take on Monkhorst. Monkhorst won it. Koutafidis gets it to Ratton. It's straight up in the air. To half forward. Courage needed underneath that one. Krasiska went in. Whitnell got it out. That was a clever little hand pass. Oh, Buckley's caught. Gets in a hand pass. Good play. Shawball goes to ground. Some strong tackling going on here. And the players are pretty pumped up, as Darren McCauley says it's my ball.
Buckley and Patterson 3 kicks each. Koutafidis 5 for Carlton. Ratton 3 for Carlton. Leading kick getters so far. Whitnell over the top. Beaumont pinned, not going anywhere, so we'll see a ball up 48 metres out from the Carlton goal. Just the 1 goal to the Blues so far. That came from a free to Brett Ratton. Collingwood got a free for their first goal to Damien Monkhorst. They've added 2 since. Speaking of the devil, big punch away by Monkey. McKay, only 15 games last year, almost like a new recruit for Carlton. Allen, great mark.
It's an interesting move. Allen does the ruck work, then goes into the pocket.
Too tall for Shawball.
Terrific mark, as you said, Pete.
Try and pick up who is the mobile ruckman for Carlton. McKay is down on this forward line because he's going with Scott Russell. Excellent kick.
He runs around, Allen. Kicks. Oh, nearly. Hits the post about halfway up. So 1 behind. Carlton's second score. 1-1 to 3-1. The difference is back to 2 goals. Nathan Buckley to kick in. He does that a lot, but don't you feel, Don, perhaps that a player of Buckley's abilities will be better suited upfield?
Well, I don't know, Peter. I think he's a tremendous kick.
Well, he is. I'm not disputing that.
Probably the best kick in the league. Look at this for a kick.
Value.
Look at that. Unbelievable.
That sort of Graham length, isn't it? McDonald. Wright. Maybe that's why he does kick in. They get it moving pretty quickly. Wright's kick down to Rocket territory. Bradley was in the road. Wright underneath. Free kick.
They're very disciplined, Collingwood, and well drilled in their kick-out patterns. Last week it was noticeable as Silverio Ruckus got the free kick. I thought it might have gone Rice's way, and Rice
so did he.
pleading. And here's Rice.
Oh, gee.
That is ridiculous.
Well, they're probably a mistake. An umpire's half fallible, but it should have been Rice's.
That is unbelievable decision. He must have played holding the ball.
It's pretty tough if that's
Or
what he
throwing
played.
the ball. Maybe it was throwing the ball to scoop.
He knocked it, he hit it along the ground.
Rocket for his second directly in front, and he's kicked it. I don't know what sort of a sign that was. Does it mean
Well,
2 goals?
Look at Dean Rice. I mean, he's totally flabbergasted by it.
Well, let's look at it again. The ball's underneath him. We don't dispute that, but he did get it out. He makes an attempt. Now, he's got it there.
Well, Sav Rocker has kicked his second after a very, very doubtful free kick. It's given Collingwood a good little break. They lead by 3 goals. I'm sure the umpire played holding the ball, said he hovered over the ball, but he did eventually hit it out. Obviously not quick enough according to the umpire. So here's Tony Francis getting it out to Buckley. Here's Scott Russell down to the forward line. Christo waits underneath it and takes the mark. Ange Christo drives it wide. He's got a loose man out here. It's Beaumont. Beaumont around the corner looking for the dangerous Koutoufides. He's very quick. He brings it down to half forward and finds Lance Whitnell. Whitnell, whose dad played in the late 60s, early 70s for the Blues. Graham. Now, he's kicking it high. Matthew Allen's got the hide here at the back. Oh, he waited down. Kernahan is there, gets his boot to the rolls. Just eventually forced through by Mark Richardson, but the Carlton players waited down and didn't go for the mark, which was surprising with the height that they had down there.
Richardson doing such a good job on Everett last week. Good job today on Kernahan. Francis played in the reserves last week, back into the seniors this afternoon. Shawball often concedes height to opponents. It obviously doesn't worry him anymore. Just a Giacomo on his own. Was originally omitted from the side, but a late re-inclusion. So he'll be keen to do well. Youngster from the Northern Knights, where he won 2 best and fairest. Bradley. Carlton veteran, fitness fanatic, still he goes. Koutoufides, yes sir. Well, he's starting today. That's 6 kicks he's had. He's taken 2 marks. He plays on quickly. Looks for Kernahan. Now, did he have the footy? Holding the ball is the decision.
Collingwood have made a change on that off, and Francis had come on Matthew Francis, so they've got a higher forward line.
What's happened to football when they won't have a shot from 35 metres?
Francisca. Well, you've got me. Mr. Giacomo's kick towards midfield. Now Williams. McKay trying to lift the Blues. They're flagging just a little at the moment. Not a great kick off the boot. Hamill. Peter of Presta Giacomo. Carlton player got ironed out. That was Hamill. Koutoufides goes at goal but misses. Out of bounds or behind. It's the latter, I think. Yes, it is. So one behind, kicked by Kouta.
Well, Don, if I was a coach and you've got a good kick marking 35 metres from goal and they don't have a shot, it is absolute. We saw it last week with Collingwood, the 2 Rockers passing the ball off inside 50 when they should be having shots. Here's Buckley. Finds Mark Richardson, who drives it to centre wing. Gavin Brown's the flyer. He's got a couple to beat and the numbers will win out. Justin Murphy gives it back here to Bradley. Bradley's going to drive it long, hoping someone can take a mark. Collingwood have got the numbers. Over the back, Richardson goes to ground. Whitnell a quick kick. Here's Krasiska to mop up, and the ever-reliable defender goes for the boundary line. McDonald might help it on its way. No, he traps it. Alex McDonald brings it into Monkhorst. The Magpies are looking good. Damien Monkhorst in towards half forward. Sexton against Rocker. Socked away by Tony Francis. Allen's after it with Matthew Hogg. Allen tapped it back. Collingwood with the numbers again. Off goes Paul Williams. Williams a low trajectory kick to the half forward line. Oh, strong work on Watson. In they go at half back. Oh, it's a tough game. Strong tackle by Camporelli. Grabbed by Christo, who drives it long to the half forward line. Punched away by Krasiska. Allen went in hard after. Here's Koutafidis, who's having a great game. He's caught. Gets his boot to it and brings it into the pocket where Murphy is marked. He's off. Murphy runs inside 50. Oh, that is magnificent football. What a goal.
Great goal from Murphy. Boy, did they need that, though. 4-1 to 2-3.
Yes, he's capital the mercurial Murphy. Here's Watson.
He copped one last week from Nicky Winmar, who had to leave the ground, and this is not
I think it was a
dissimilar.
clash of heads. The top of Buckley's head. And Murphy was particularly good in the first half last week, but then dropped out of it a little bit.
Six and a half minutes left in the first quarter. Great goal from Murphy.
Pete, Koutafidis has had 9 kicks.
Not a bad first quarter effort. We've still got, as I said, 6 minutes to go. Allen, Ratton, neither can clear the circle. Finally, Ratton gets a second go out to Hogg. Hogg out wide, past Murphy, Whitnell. Prestigiacomo right on his handle. Will he go off the ground? Brown's there, Whitnell, not too much assistance. Murphy again, same spot, same result. Yes, sirree! 2 quick goals to Murphy. The Blues back in the hunt at the MCG. 4 points the difference.
So you don't want to go home, do you, or go and make a cup of tea when this game's on, because the lead can change. And Collingwood really did get a handy break, but then this man Murphy on the half-forward line, Whitnell, is getting a little bit more pressure now, or a little bit more application from the opposition because of his reputation that's going before him. Finally gets it out with good play to Murphy.
Well, what a change has come over the game. It's now only 4 points here. Someone has encroached. I think it's a Collingwood player. It'll be a Carlton kick. Someone has encroached into the centre square area. And you would not see 2 better goals than that. But it was also terrific play by Lance Whitnell, the effort he put in on that half-forward line. This is Matthew Allen driving at the half-forward. Oh, here's a guy on his own. I think it's young Whitnell. It is. Lance Whitnell is marked uncontested. But he'll have to kick this ball 50 metres. Pape's off and Fraser Brown on.
It was interesting the way they'd matched up, Peter. There was, here from this situation, 2 full forwards in the back pocket, or the 2 forwards, Kernahan and Whitnell, with Richardson and Prestigiacomo pushing and shoving.
Whitnell sets sail for goal. It's a goal, I think. It cleared the pack. The Blues are in front. Well, who would have believed that, Don?
It was just a terrific build-up, as I was saying. They were pushing, shoving, and just at the appropriate moment, Whitnell made the lead, and he was so far by himself. He was 10 metres in front of his opponent, and it took an easy mark. Now, here's the build-up once again. Now, what's going on there? Kernahan and Whitnell now are pushing and shoving down in the square, trying to make position. And just at the appropriate moment, just now, that's when Whitnell pushed off Richardson, and look how far he is in front. There's just no way known that Richardson's going to make it up.
So Carlton in front by 2 points, and 5.5 minutes remaining. Allen, big run. Camporelli into the back of right. Curran inside the square. Sexton got 2 hands on it. He'll be paid the mark.
Good player, this bloke, Pete.
Can play a bit. Out to Allen. Patterson past Rice. Mark taken by Watson. Up on his feet again. So a heavy knock last week, as I mentioned, and already collected by Bradley today. Silvani wrestling. Rocker in front, too strong. Plays on, Sav. Great vision to Buckley.
Well, I suppose they were a little closer, but really, Rocker could have kicked that.
Well, the angle's about the same, Don, so Buckley is closer.
But it wasn't meant to end up on that angle. It was meant to end up straight in front of goal, wasn't it, the kick?
Just went a bit further than he expected, I think.
Really overdoing it, Peter.
Well, I reckon
Rocker should have gone back and put that through.
Young Rocker did that last week and probably cost him the game when he played on.
88 goals in 89 matches. The average is about 1 a game. And that's close. I would say it's a goal. It is. Collingwood back in front.
If you can get a shot of Buckley behind, the camera shot behind, he actually came to his left a couple of steps to try and open up the angle. Here's the marker from Rocker. Now, Rocker really should have had a shot from here. Just too big and strong. Plays on quickly. Really didn't have to do it. Now watch this kick. Now he goes to the left. There, look at that. And just creeping across to the left. Smart play. And then opens up the face of goal just a little more. Should have been play on.
4 points the margin. Magpies in front as Bradley goes forward, but it's taken by Russell. He drives it back to the half-forward line. The big fist comes out. Here's Camporelli. He's caught. Gets it further afield to Manton. Andrew McKay's having a good quarter. He drives it wide. Murphy has kicked 2 brilliant goals on Gavin Brown. He's after Brown. Brown's been in good form. He hooks it back to the boundary line. And good defensive play by the captain of the Magpies. And good to see him injury-free and getting plenty of the ball. Just under 4 minutes left in this first term, and it's been a hectic first term. Allen taking on Monkhorst.
Koutafidis, 10 possessions, Pete.
Oh, he's been brilliant, Koutafidis. There's Gavin Krasiska to the half-forward line. Mark to Manton. No free kick, says the umpire. Glenn Manton drives it wide. There's a player on his own. It's Fraser Brown. Brown, plenty. Oh, he's running close to the man. But he hooks it back. He finds Beaumont. It was touched off the boot. I think pretty sure it was touched off the boot, that kick. Brown lying over the ball. Is that holding it?
Well, after the Leon Rice incident, Pete, you'd have to ask that question.
Well,
wouldn't
you would. That's why I looked up to see what the umpire was going to do. It's on centre wing, and we've got a great game on our hands.
Dean Rice, I should say. Leon Rice,
I was thinking about Leon Rice. I was looking for a portly figure with red hair, but I couldn't see.
McKay. Brown. Carlton get something moving now. They want to regain the lead before quarter time. Maybe this fellow can give them something. He's had a brilliant first quarter, 11 possessions. It's Koutafidis on to Bradley. And another one for Kudu. He's going back a little bit. McKay, they've been their 2 best players. McKay, you'll have to be quick.
Now there's
Kernahan in front. Richardson. Williams. Buckley at right half back. Covers plenty of territory. Kicks to centre wing. Krasiska. A couple of fumbles, it won't matter. Back to Russell. Krasiska again. Long left footer. Rocker territory. This time it's Anthony. 22 games with Sydney.
big forward line, Peter, they've got now with Rocker down there, the 2 Rockers, and also Matthew Francis. And Matthew Francis really did work well for Richmond when he had Richardson and Gale, and he was the 3rd stringer, and he didn't receive the attention because the attention was on the other 2. Maybe he might excel today in this situation.
Quickly in front, 45 metres out. The younger Rocker has kicked. We'll wait for the goal umpire, a goal. That's a handy one, close to quarter time. 6-1 to 4-3, the difference back to 10 points.
Yes, a real buzz when you've got 3 big men up there that can certainly capitalise. But the fact here was that Anthony Rocker was by himself for such a long time. Krasiska had enough time to spot him. And look at that. Sexton just getting onto the mark, anticipating it going to right.
10 points. The Magpies lead. They jumped Carlton early. The Blues hit back. And now Collingwood steadying as Monkhorst. Allen got his hands to that one. Oh, Fraser Brown went in very hard, hip and shoulder. Gets in a hand pass to Allen, who fumbles. Here's Monkhorst. He hooks it out to Williams. What's the umpire saying? It's my ball. He just blown the whistle to bounce it, Andrew Coates, I should say, and the wry grin on Big Monkey. Monkhorst again, and Allen gets front position. They flick it forward to the Blues. Here's Scott Russell, who went without it. Gavin Brown runs into a brick wall in the form of Ratton, and the umpire will come in and bounce it again. But a pretty hard game out there. Justin Murphy kicked 2 brilliant goals. You wouldn't see 2 better goals. Former Tiger. Allen's using his body well, but he's beaten that time. Here's Hamill onto the left foot, drives it down to the half-forward line. They've got a little bit of pace down. Oh, is that holding the ball? I think so.
Yes.
Yes. Mark Richardson tried to beat Kernahan. He couldn't break the tackle. Steve Kernahan's got the ball on the boundary line. What?
Here is it, Richardson trying to dodge. Finally, Kernahan gets and lays the tackle.
Kernahan's given this ball off in the meantime to Simon Beaumont, and a big kick coming up for this young player. He's a left footer. Let's see if he's got the typical left footer's hook shot, left to right.
An inspirational piece of play last week in the third quarter by Beaumont.
Simon Beaumont. Oh, absolute shocker. In front of goal. Racing after it is McDonald. Oh, he's gone straight for the line, but the umpire let him go with that one.
Well, he's practicing goal kicking in the warm-up, Peter, and he put his head over the ball. He's very deliberate in his approach, straight in step, straight leg, toward in step, head over the ball. But that was a shocking kick.
It's like getting on the first tee at golf, Don. Every muscle goes to water. Williams, he's not going to water. He's charging towards the outer side, intended for Scotty Russell. Camporelli might be able to mop up. It's onto his right foot. Now back to Hamill. Should mark it inside the line. He can't. There's the siren to end. Pretty good and a pretty tough first quarter. Collingwood got away well. Carlton came back at them. 2 brilliant goals to Murphy, and the Magpies at quarter time sneaking away to a 10-point lead. 6-1-37 to 4-3-27.
You've had a hamstring, you're always a little bit ginger, right, when you start a game, Pete.
Second quarter, Collingwood 10 points in front. They came back well late in the opening term, the Magpies. After Carlton hit the lead, Ratton, Monkhorst, long hand pass, McKay couldn't do anything with it. Throw, oh, he hit that with his...
No, he didn't. No, Pete, that was a great tackle. Great tackle.
So Williams, like Buckley, usually does something with the football. Rocker, stumbled into by Silvani. Christou in game 100, can't pin Armat. It's out of bounds, and the umpire says throw it in. So at both ends of the ground, the veterans are back. Silvani on Rocker, who's kicked 2 goals, and Kernahan playing his first game for the year likewise. Allen and Monkhorst. Monkhorst doing well. Now the umpire's found a free kick to Big Monkey.
Oh, that's an interesting one, isn't it?
Me.
Well, he was in the position there, the umpire.
Oh, who cares? That wasn't a free.
Buckley, kick number 6. Rocker into the back of his opponent.
Free, surely.
Still he goes. Rocker, left foot snappers off target, bounces out of bounds in the forward pocket for a throw in 15 metres from the scoring area. Kick 2 in the first quarter, Big Sad. Let's see that again.
Now, what's this on replay? Now, if that's not a free kick, I'll go he.
Good to talk about the standard of umpiring. That was no free kick to Monkhorst out there either.
Does battle again with Allen. Big Sav tips it over the back. Hogg gives it away to Silvani. Silvani up towards midfield. Brown taking it over Murphy, who kicked 2 beauties in the first term.
That was a terrific mark by Gavin Brown. He threw the hands out. And he really is a good mark. The captain now down towards Rocker. Oh, over the back was Manton, and copped a little one to go on with. Nothing too serious from Anthony Rocker. Now Russell's at the back, disciplined play, but Christou waits underneath it and drives it to centre wing. Actually clears the centre wing area. And Whitnell went at it, and he went without it. Brown McDonald went for the line, and the umpire just allowing him that. He knew he was collared. He had a quick glance. And there's Gavin Brown, a terrific mark. He was happy with it too. He put it above the head. Now, Lance Whitnell to do the ruck work. Oh, that was brilliant with the left hand, back in the direction of Hamill for a young player. Don, what did you think of that one?
Actually, he is quite surprising. I complimented him on his ruck work earlier, Peter, in the forward pocket up the other end where he tapped it over the back. Obviously, it's a team ploy by Carlton to run from behind in the pockets, but he did it very well. Whitnell, and he's only a kid, you know, he's only 17.
Well, he's taking on Prestigiacomo, another young player from the under-18 competition. And there he is. Simon Prestigiacomo drives it to half on Christou at the back. Oh, good mark. Oh, goodness me, umpire, you must pay that. Ah, Sexton to centre wing. Allen underneath it. Monkhorst, the crowd still roaring about that attempted mark by Christou. Here's Williams driving it long. Silvani and Rocker. Silvani used his left arm to knock it away. Here's Anthony Rocker. He went without it. The ever reliable Sexton's there. Silvani.
Shocking hand.
Here's Rice. Rice drives it. He finds Andrew McKay. McKay brings it to half forward. Monkhorst underneath takes them up.
He's having a great game. Good duel with Allen. He's on top at the moment, the Big Monkey. Kicks to half forward. Rocker from behind has to punch. Ball dropped on him. Curran, right, flips it over the top, too high for Sav. McKay, Christou, Sexton, off one step, Sexton, long down towards right half forward, marking contest down there. Koutoufides couldn't take it. Hamill gives him good support, terrible kick, half volley for Kernahan, couldn't handle it. Allen onto his left, 50-metre kick, 25 up and 25 down. That one gave Whitnell no chance, and Prestigiacomo out of bounds. And those two guys, of course, played with the Preston Knights.
I was about to say they were teammates
Yep.
in their grand final victory, those two guys, and two of the stars of the competition with the Northern Knights, or later on to become the Preston
Knights now. What a great training ground that's been. Burnsy does a great job with them out there. Ratton, Hamill. Now Sticks, what can he manufacture? Snapshot is off target, maybe a behind. Why did the goal umpire for that? It is. So that's Kernahan's first score of the day. He's had a possibility of shooting for goal on 2 occasions previously, but has elected to short pass. 6-1 to 4-4, and the difference now to 9 points. Again, Nathan Buckley will kick in.
Well, I've got no doubt that Collingwood is a quicker side than Carlton. I also think that Carlton are a little bit more experienced. So
Collingwood do this well, Pete. This kick in last week, it's tremendous. See the gap they've got in midfield, and those players up forward don't lead until they've actually got hold of it from this kick in. Now they go short.
Oh, dangerous, but
No, it's well thought out. They really did score from these kick-ins last week. Very well drilled.
Brown had to take a good mark to get them out of a bit of trouble there. Now on to Buckley, whose kicking skills are terrific. Mark Richardson, whose dad I played with for years, Wayne. He was a magnificent player, his father. Allen underneath it has taken the mark. He was almost off. Now he's off. Onto the left boot. That's a good-looking kick. They need someone to take a mark. It's over the back. There are no Carlton players there. Gavin Brown's the only one who read it well. And Brown drives it around the boundary line, and Andrew Schauble has taken the mark. Off he goes. There's a loose man way out here, and it's Paul Williams.
Williams at right half back, 37 to 28 the score in favour of the Magpies. Krasiska from Bradley. Chips it short. Hogg.
He's a good little player, this bloke.
Doesn't give much away. Would run through a brick wall.
Whitnell off, and Peter Dean coming on now. Dean going down forward.
Bradley. Hamill. Yes, you'd have to play that mark, surely.
It's an interesting move, Dean going down forward.
Short to Beaumont. Has he marked? Yes, he has, according to the umpire. Well, let's hope he kicks better than he did previously.
Well, after seeing the spray he got a quarter time, you wouldn't want to drop it, would you?
No. Well, he's not going to have a shot, to the surprise of absolutely no one, and has given it to Brett Ratton, but he might have to do it again. He will.
As I mentioned, Dean down in the forward line for Carlton as Beaumont's looking around. Was down in that position last week at centre-half forward against Adelaide, but wasn't very good. Better play when he was moved down back.
We'll see what sort of a fist he can do with this one. A minor score. One behind. By Simon Beaumont, his first of the afternoon. 4-5, so 9 shots to 7, but Collingwood lead by 8 points with 15 minutes remaining in the term. Richardson to kick in.
Well, Collingwood are developing a forward line that very, very potent as far as kicking straight, and in a number of games this year they've kicked very, very accurately. Here's Gavin Brown. As I said earlier, it's the first year for a number he's been injury free. He brings it to the centre of the ground. Alex McDonald to ground right. Here's Paul Williams, drives it down the full forward, but the diving mark has been taken.
That's exactly what I mean about their kick-ins there. That midfield is unattended. They can run through there unimpeded, the Collingwood forwards or midfielders, because the forward stays stationary.
Camporelli finds Allen. He's a very mobile big man. He's got loose men. He can chip it again. Dean Rice, can he get there? Yes, he should go over the top. No, he won't. I thought he might have gone with a handball to Ratton then. Now he's looking for a lead. Ratton showed a lot of courage. He can give off a hand pass. Racing into goal is Matthew Hogg. They won't catch him. In he goes and puts it through for a goal to the Blues. Matthew Hogg has kicked his first, normally a back pocket player, and now the margin is 2 points in favour of Collingwood.
Yes, well, this is set up by Dean. Actually set up by Ratton, because Ratton really did make something there. because he was under a lot of pressure. Ratton, the boy from Yarra Glen, eyes on the ball and then feeds it off. It was an excellent play by Ratton.
Matthew Hogg got the goal, played only 4 games in '95 and 11 last year. He's had a lot of injury problems. He'd be glad to put that one through. Hoggy. Allen wins it. Out of the centre, Koutafidis. Koutafidis kick number 11 to half forward. And that looks like Hamill it is in front of Krista Giacomo.
Very good after half-time, especially the third quarter. Aaron Hamill.
Wearing Mark McClure's old number. Peter Dean, 2 hands on it. The big mitts couldn't quite drag it in. Around Shawball. Well done, Deany. Onto his right. Oh, terrible pass for Sticks. Wrong. It's a goal. Now, I think Kernahan kicked it, but Dean helped it through. We'll have to look at the replay.
I personally believe this was a point.
If his foot was over the line,
foot over that just made contact. Now here's Dean. Did well to keep it in. It's a grass cutter. Really doesn't reach its mark. He's looking for somebody, but it's not there. There's Kernahan. Now watch this. Whoa.
No, you'd have to give it to Dean, that goal, I think.
Okay, we'll give it to Dean.
I'm giving it to Dean.
Oh.
Can't be a point, Don. It was kicked by either of them, so it's got to be a goal. 4 points the difference.
So the Blues go forward again through Fraser Brown. The bounce very important here. Oh, too high. Free kick to Mark Richardson. Gee, you see a lot of high tackles in AFL football at the moment. Mark Richardson. He's got the job in defence, as he did last week when he went on to Peter Everett. The flyer is Gavin Brown. He's a good overhead mark. He gives it off to Chris Curran. Curran to the half-forward line. Silvani versus Rocker. Silvani harassing. Good play, Steve Silvani. Back it comes to Camporelli. Here's Curran. He gives it off towards Russell. Russell back towards McDonald. It's straight up in the air. They race hard at it. Christa was there. Bumped off the ball. McKay's been very, very good. Here's Bradley. Bradley and Williams. Bradley bends it back. Camporelli, cleverly done. Then he gives it off to Ratton. They're off and running. He's hot. The Blues go forward through Matthew Hogg. Down towards half forward. Oh, it could have been a free kick to Carlton. No. Going to ground. Was that a free kick? No. Fraser Brown latches onto it, bends it back and through for a behind. Gee, I thought there could have been a couple of free kicks in that passage of play. 6-6 plays 6-1. Blues in front by 5 points.
Richardson to again kick in.
What Carlton are doing now is they're leaving Mackay in midfield to try and stop that Carlton ploy. There, oh, we can't see Mackay. He's left of screen there, but this is the vacant midfield. It's a good camera shot there. Usually Collingwood run through there after this kick in.
Kernahan into the hole. Too far out to score, even in Sticks' heyday. Tall timber there, Richardson. Now Krasisco takes the hand pass. Ooh, educatedly goes to the boundary line.
Well, he looked down the ground, Peter. It was a terrific play. Showed his experience then and then went for the boundary line. He knew there was nothing offering.
Plenty of that. 185 games. Right forward pocket for Carlton. Dean, Prestigiacomo, Koutafidis. Boundary umpire is going to be centre stage again. A little bit further out as Beaumont gathers it in. Carlton leading 42-37 as we approach the halfway stage of the second quarter. Richardson and Dean. Curran slung as he kicked. Bradley, lovely ball. Bradley's kick straightens up, hasn't quite got the carry, and Brown rushes it through for one behind. Rush behind of the Blues makes the difference at even goals. 6-7 to 6-1, so 6 more scoring shots, but on the scoreboard it equates to just 1 goal. Nathan Buckley will kick it in. Fantastic crowd here today. Stands packed, probably over 80,000. Buckley always takes his time, usually delivers well, and this time he does so to Scotty Russell, who gets going quickly.
So Russell kicks it short, finds Brown. Here's McDonald. coming through the middle. Sets it up towards half-forward. Ahmed couldn't quite hang on to it. Well, he gives it off towards Francis. Here's Curran down towards the full forward area. Knocked out Sexton. Cleverly played with the body on young Rocker. Away it goes through Sexton. Graham Wright waits for the bounce. Ratton is there. He pounces on it. Dodging, weaving onto the left foot. Then eventually gives a hand pass to Steve Silvani. Welcome him back into the side, the Blues. To steady the defence a bit. That should have been a mark. And the umpire has paid the mark this time.
You don't often see Steve Silvani in short sleeves, Pete. You always see him with his socks down, but not with his short sleeves. And here is Hamill in front. You can't criticise Hamill, just better judgment by Krasiska.
Krasiska down the half-forward. The mark has been taken by Matthew Francis. He's a long way out from goal. Anthony Rocker is in the goal square. And he's he's going back to have a shot.
Well, he looks like he's fancy.
Well, I'll tell you what, this is a blind. You know, that's a signal that he's wants to kick it short. So they'll be looking for short option because he's about 70 metres from goal, Matthew Francis. Here it is, the short one. You didn't have to be a genius to work that out, but it was a good mark taken by Rocker. A terrific mark in front of Silvani, and Big Sav, who is a brilliant kick, will kick for his third.
And there it is, Rocker.
Good mark.
Just too big. When you're big and in front, it's just impossible to get it away.
Well, he is a great kick for goal from way out here at 50 normally. He is a huge kick, probably one of the longest kicks in the competition, Sav Rocker. And a beautiful kicking style. Look at that. Over the ball, head down. As he drives a goal, he's drifted it, he's sneaked it in. It might be a goal. He's happy. What a kick.
3 goals to the Big Sav. Scores level at the MCG.
Yes, it's great to see a professional at work. And the way that Rocker goes back and execute this kick shows he's really worked on it. Beautiful. Just excellent.
Three goals today to Sav Rocker. 22 goals, 6 for the year. He's kicked scores level here at the G. Fantastic clash. Wild on for Collingwood. Brown, a little flip up. Intended for Hogg, taken by Russell. Patterson, the Woods away again, straight down the ground. Ahmed, a real stretch. Sexton doesn't get the bounce he wanted. Francis has got him. Hurried hand pass. Now under Williams. Screws it across his body, out in front of goal. Chance for Curran. Silvani's got him. Camporelli brings it around towards the members' side. On to McKay. One of Carlton's best. 6 kicks today, 3 marks. Marking contest.
Really, that's got to be a free
Kernahan in front.
Peter, this is an ugly part of our game, and it takes a little bit of intestinal fortitude for an umpire to pay a free kick here. And what's happening, this is going on in junior football nowadays. Now, all it takes is to blow one free kick, then the players that cut it out. They used to be able to do it, umpires, they can't do it now.
Monkhorst taps down. Richardson off Curran's hand. Chance for Beaumont. Patterson caught by him. Koutafidis
just going back on that, Peter, having spoken to umpires about it, they don't know who was the instigator, so consequently they don't pay a free kick. I think that is a very weak way out of an umpiring decision.
Francis preparing to come on. That's Tony Francis, or back on. Koutafidis up high. McDonald. Brown. Wild nearly had him. Still he goes, Brown. Then he runs into Monkhorst. Back to Dean Rice. Rice's high kick will land about 35 metres from goal. 2 Collingwood players up. Brown tried to give it to Wright. Shawball applies a tackle.
That was an excellent trap there. Camporelli getting up. It was an excellent.
Camporelli, apparently, the dad wants him to be called Donny. Camporelli.
Easier anyway, Scotty.
Easier to say.
Correct. Curran a chance. Half volley. Couldn't pick it up. Flipped out the back. Camporelli and Monkhorst. Dean tries to barge his way through. It's like going through a brick wall there. And it will be another ball up. So it's pretty tough stuff out there. 7 minutes remaining in the half. 7-1-43 the Magpies, Carlton 6-7-43, and the veteran Peter Dean giving the ball back. Played only 8 games last year, Deanie. Starting on the bench today. Wild runs into his teammate in right, chance for Allen. Koutafidis, a good shepherd, gives Allen some time to turn around onto his left. Hamill up in front, couldn't take it. Brown, away he goes, the skipper.
Good play by Gavin Brown. On to Mark Richardson. Now McDonald. Alex McDonald. Russell. Oh, that was clever to Richardson. Now, where are the high flyers? Silmani and Rocker are there. Oh, Anthony Rocker across the front takes a great mark. Gee, was that a good mark? It reminded me of Royce Hart in the old days, coming across the front.
And the Collingwood are predictable in as much as they're going high. And why wouldn't you go high when you've got the big fellows down there? And there he is. Rocker in front, Brother behind. You've also got Francis running into screen. They've got 3 options, 3 big fellows down there. They can put it up high safely. So the ball's either going to be taken or it'll come to ground. Very predictable.
Anthony Rocker for his second to put the Magpies in front. And that is a beautiful kick. They're in front by 6 points. Beautiful mark to Rocker. The Magpie fans are wrapped as their side leads by 6 points.
Well, he had the run, didn't he? But disciplined play, and Collingwood are a very disciplined unit. And there's Rocker, the run, the sit. Just superb judgment.
The Rockers have 5 goals between them today. Sav 3 and Anthony 2. A difference out to 6 points again. Curran to half forward. That's as far as it's going. Hogg to Bradley. Curtahan and Richardson. Now Beaumont missed it. Wild nearly missed him. Sticks. A little bit too severe for McKay. Oh, well shepherded. Lovely turn. Beaumont couldn't handle it. Still McKay. Flips it up again. Shawbull. Armat. Russell. Buckley.
Oh, it's hot now.
Dean's got him. He's out of bounds.
Well,
that's deliberate.
I want to ask, is that deliberate? Because he walked over the line with the ball.
I wouldn't put.
But you watch, he walks over the line.
I know he walks over the line, but he couldn't get out of trouble. He knew he was near the boundary line. What did you want him to do? Stop.
Well, that's called deliberate, surely.
Oh, it was just one of those situations.
Richardson smacks it down. Fraser Brown to Gavin Brown. Scotty Russell. Russell in the back pocket. Right on the burst. Camporelli stops him in no uncertain manner. Armat. He won't stop. He'll have a couple of bounces. Rice chases him. Century kick from him. The big save. Nearly. Bradley from Christou. Kick smothered. Francis. Over the top. Armat again. Second chance, son. Go for goal. 50 metres out. A long bomb. One behind.
Down the other end of the ground, Koutafidis was being picked up by Gavin Brown earlier. Brown's gone off him, and Buckley's got the job on Koutafidis. That's an interesting one.
So Ange Christou drives it long. They should take a mark here. No, Koutafidis can't do it. He's got Camporelli there in support. Koutafidis, oh, well played by Rocker. He's caught. Gets in a hand pass. Nearly lost his strides. Taken away by Wright. Onto the dangerous Buckley. He's going to bomb it from 55 metres. Oh, great kick. No. Touch. Now it'll hit the... No, it must have been touched right on the line by Sexton. I don't think it was the wrong side of the post. And it certainly didn't hit the post. The Sexton brings it back to Silvani.
Sorry, Pete. McKay's now playing half forward midfield, picking up Scott Russell, and here's the blood rule. Francis going off. So there's a lot of changes being made out there. Ratton's in the forward pocket. He's usually around midfield. He's been picked up by Jason Wild. Peter Dean full forward. Sexton waiting there, hands on hips. Now Carlton also worked this pretty well out of defence.
Well, Koutafidis has been pretty quiet in this term.
Well, I mentioned Buckley's gone on to him, whether he's had a quelling influence.
Well, he's gone right out of the game. Now, there he is, Anthony Koutafidis out there with Matthew Allen. So Matthew Francis has got a small cut on the chin. Sexton to half-back, and it's a mark. Talk about that man. There he is. Anthony Koutafidis, whose first term was absolutely brilliant. Camporelli. Bradley. Now this is where they've been falling down, but Kernahan's at the back, has it punched away. Shawble, Kosiska, trying to bend it back. He does so and finds Graham right. The Magpies have lifted here. On to Gavin Kosiska, that's good running. Brings it across to the dangerous Buckley, and from a standing start he goes bang and kicks it 70 metres, and over the back is Watson. Off it goes, caught. Here's a chance for Williams around the corner, and Paul Williams has kicked the goal. First goal to this dangerous player, and a good little break here to the Magpies, 14 points.
Yes, he's been quiet, Williams. Last week he was hot in the first half. In fact, Collingwood's best player for the day against St Kilda. Watson, play on. It's a good tackle there by Hogg on Curran. And the opportunist, Williams. Good snap.
Very handy break to the Magpies now. 12 shots, 9-3 to 6-7. Collingwood leading by 14 points. Allen and Monkhorst, neither gets a tap. Fraser Brown on all fours, pushes Ahmed out of the way.
Good terrier-like in the centre square, Carlton. There's two boys from the eastern area of Melbourne, Lilydale way, Monkhorst, and he comes from Warriellic, and Fraser grew up in Lilydale. Matty Allen also comes from Lilydale. Here he is contesting the ruck work.
Monkhorst, vintage performance from him today. Barnett on the ground, out to Graham Wright, and the veteran Tasmanian manufacture. Out to the Port Adelaide boy. Buckley, Murphy, dragged to ground by Rocker as he takes the mark. Two good goals in the first quarter from him. Gave Carlton the lead at one stage. Bradley onto Manton. Manton to centre wing. Silvani. Blues trying to get something going here. Koutafidis, 9 kicks in the first quarter. And Dina's mark just inside the boundary line in the shade of the, what was once called the smoker's stand, but in name only now at least.
Yes, there used to be wafts of cigars coming up in our day, Pete, weren't they, from that stand in the middle of winter?
That sound of goatees.
Dean kicks to Allen, further from goal, but an angle better. As the clock ticks down to half-time, we've got a minute and a half to go.
There's nothing happening up forward for Carlton, is there? They look very slow and cumbersome up there.
This is the man that kicked their last goal. Hogg. Hamill and Kosiska. Koutafidis. Fraser Brown. Shepherded by Christou. Dean in front. Shawble punches. Hickmott. Mackay. Kernahan. Sticks. Has a shot. Has screwed it around for a behind.
Mackay has got the best vision I have seen of a player. When he goes into a pack, he knows exactly where everybody is, and his handballs are really quite exceptional under pressure. I've seen him now in the past 2 weeks, and it's just not a fluke the way he can hit it over his head to a man. He hit it then to Kernahan. Head down, he knew exactly where Kernahan was before he went in after that ball. It was excellent play.
Buckley doesn't mess around this time. Finds Jason Wilder. Oh, the kick will come off. Thought it might have been set up for Williams. He's taken the mark. Half back. He chips it across to Wild. The Magpies see a goal before half-time would be pretty handy as Wright drives it forward. Where are the high markers? Rocker is there. Well played, Silvani. Bradley. Silvani. Bradley eventually gives it to Sexton. They've got 24 seconds to get it down there. Here's Koutafidis driving it long and low. Brown gives it off to Hamill. Back to Brown, but they're going round corners. And Collingwood will repel this forward thrust with a safe mark to Brown. Collingwood's defence has been fantastic.
Well, Carlton are playing behind, Pete. Hickmott behind on that occasion.
Brown's
Dean
been
was
good.
behind earlier.
Well, there's the siren. A terrific first half of football here at the MCG. Carlton got themselves back into it. Collingwood are steady, but Don, I just feel that Carlton's forward line just doesn't look dangerous enough. Collingwood's backmen are doing a great job.
Well, I wouldn't discard Carlton at this stage, not by any means,
Oh,
because
not
they
at
were in a
all.
similar position last week, and this game can change. These players are very, very skilled, and a 13-point deficit doesn't really mean much in today's football. There's Collingwood guys regrouping. They've done particularly well up forward. I like it with a three-man setup. Unfortunately, Francis went off, but with the two rockers up there and Francis, they have got a big avenue to go on.
Thank you, Don. At half-time, 13 points the difference in favour of the Blues, in favour of Collingwood. 9-3-57, leading the Blues. 6-8-44. We'll be back at the MCG in just a moment. The quarter begins at the MCG with Collingwood leading by 13 points. The Blues want the first goal. Allen to resume his battle with Monkhorst, who's been doing well. Koutafidis, Ratton, Murphy. The Blues leading goal kicker. He kicked both of those in the first term. Whitnall loses out to Shawbull. And here they come again. Buckley. Long bomb. Just away from Rice. Murphy. Patterson. Now Wright. With one step up towards half forward. Silvati meets it on the half volley. No one's going anywhere there. The umpire will bounce it. That's umpire Coates. 9-3 to 6-8. Francis certainly well bandaged. Had to leave the ground in the second quarter under the blood rule. A little bit deeper that cut than we perhaps thought. Rocker, can he kick another one? That's going close. Off the hands of Dean and also his brother, plus Silvati. And through for one behind. 9-4 to 6-8. The difference out to 14 points. Ange Christou in game number 100. Haven't seen too much of him today. This time he finds Sexton just outside his own 50-metre line.
So Michael Sexton having a good battle with Anthony Rocker. Experience versus a young player. There's Manton, who's been moved to the forward line, but this mark has been taken at half back. A kick to Allen. Allen and Monkhorst have had a good battle. So Matthew Allen drives over centre wing to half forward. Koutafidis, that is a brilliant mark. He really has got good hands and a big leap. Now they need a goal from this foray forward. He's kicking it in short. It will be no mark. Probably should have been bombing it in long down to the square. Oh, Buckley caught one high, I think, here. Yes, he did. He was very crudely tackled there. And umpire against Fraser Brown, that umpire Gavin Gore deliberating. And Buckley is a real general down there in defence. He's playing well and his kicking is absolutely sensational. Low trajectory kick to the half-forward line. The Magpies through Armit onto Brown. Brown flicks it over the back. Look at the pace of Armit. Williams and Armit. Armit again. There's brilliant play, but he sprays it wide, and that was exciting as the young fella came flying down that half-forward line.
Young lad came from Darwin in 1995. Had a really good game last year. I think it was against Footscray when he was just about best on ground. Craig Bradley. He's been around a lot longer for Carlton. Three best and fairest.
Gee, why did he go there?
That kicks it straight to Rocker. Good question, Dom. I'm sure he couldn't provide an answer. Anthony Rocker looks for Ahmad again. Too long for him, but his brother's got it. The big save. 35 metres out and closing. He kicks, but he misses. So one behind. Kicked by Sav Rocker. 3 goals, 1 he's kicked.
Oh, that was a gimme, really.
A bad miss, wasn't it?
He would normally... Well, I can't believe he missed that one, Sav.
Christou to bring the ball back. That's a pretty good kick. Dean the target, and Dean gets it onto McKay. Kernahan, yes, this time he's got it. Had a few kicks, has sticks. And I do remember Pete earlier in the game when confronted with a shot at goal, he elected to short pass. There's a similar distance out.
Just the superior strength on that occasion. It's a good body player, Kernahan.
Captain since '87, 11 goal kickings at Carlton, 3 best and fairests. That looks pretty good. He's kicked it.
saw Peter Dean involved in that passage of play. Now Dean started down forward. Here he is taking the mark in about midfield, and he is now down playing in the back line. And I like Dean better as a backman than a forward.
It's a very fine line in football because Rocker should have kicked the goal one end. Down it goes and Kernahan kicks his first. Bradley knocks it on. 9 points the margin in favour of Collingwood. Here's Buckley. He's caught all that's holding the ball. I think it's a strong tackle.
Great tackle.
And I don't think anyone can argue with that. Fraser Brown's got it. Centre of the ground. All of a sudden, once you get a goal and you get a sniff of it, you can lift. Now, Kernahan in front. Can he mark? No, it goes to ground. Here's a danger play and Camporelli around the corner. Camporelli! It's another one. Well, the Blues have hit back hard here. They're only down by 3 points when Collingwood really could have been 3.5 goals in front.
Great tackle here by Fraser Brown.
He had plenty of time to get rid of that Buckley, and he tried to take them on. Brown a little late going in and a little slow in getting that ball forward. He should have kicked it longer earlier. And Carlton cannot be denied. In this game will ebb and flow for the until that final siren.
Scott Camporelli's goal. Only 3 kicks in the first half, but that certainly has lifted Carlton. Kudafides off the ground. He got 9 kicks in the first quarter and had 14 to half-time. Russell in the road, though, this time. Kuda gives chase. Krasiska and Murphy collide. Clappe. Dean. And I must admit, he does look better on the back line. This is Whitnell. Lance Whitnell. Son of Graham Whitnell, who played at Carlton some years back. Kernahan nearly. This could be another one. Kudafides into the goal square. Oh, Dean! He's kicked it now. Panic station's up there.
Well, that's Peter Dean. Now Dean is playing across half back. He ran down earlier about midfield, got involved, and that time he was taking the bit between the teeth. There's the setup. You can see there his immediate opponent following him all the way down.
Well, you would not believe, but Carlton are in front by 3 points when really at one stage they look like being 4 goals down. And here they go again. Allen knocking on Buckley. He is a brilliant player. An ordinary kick this time. Tackle on Monkhorst, but Scott Russell to Graham Wright. Kudafides comes in. Here's the danger man, Paul Williams. Runs to half forward, drives at goal. Rocker can't get there and the ball floats through for a behind, but fancy Carlton being in front. A good effort. If Rocker had have kicked a goal about 5 minutes ago, they would have been in deep strife. Here's the kick. Monkhorst comes from the side, takes the mark, and he shoves Allen in the face. He's got to be very careful doing that. Umpires sometimes reverse it. So Damien Monkhorst sets it up for his high flyers. Here they come, and knocked over the back. Was that Christou coming across the side? It was. And he forces it through Ange Christou for a behind. So the margin 1 point in favour of the Blues.
62-61 early in the third quarter. Ange Christou, a big bolo punch to rush that behind. Comes out to the member stand side this time. McKay, who's been most consistent at his efforts. Back to Christou. Kudafides the target, his mate Camporelli. Pursued by Russell. Bradley. That was a dangerous pass, but luckily for Carlton, Bradley was able to mark it.
Dean's by himself in the forward line across half forward. He's taken off again for Carlton.
Silvani, unusually in the short sleeve jumper. Manton. Back to Camporelli. Dean Rice on centre wing. Murphy says go long, and he does. Up towards Kernahan, no one there but Buckley. Whitnell gives chase. Krasiska needs a good bounce, doesn't get it. Is he out of bounds? He is. was trying to think why Silvani looked unusual. He's got a short sleeve jumper on. Doesn't often wear that one. Don't argue.
There's a lot of mouthing goes off now, isn't there? Well, always has, I suppose.
A little bit more, Pete, because you can't do much more in a physical sense, can you? You'll get caught.
Whitnell looks for and finds Bradley. McKay missed it. Ratton, 20 metres out, snips. That looks pretty good. He's kicked the goal. So Ratton gets his second, and the Blues led by 7 points.
Well, here he is, Whitnell doing the ruck work once again. He's pretty good at that, especially when he's got a man about his size. Head down, Ratton, he just bangs it away, and it found its spot.
Brett Ratton has kicked 2. Carlton lead by 7 points. Allen gets his hands to it. Take it away for the Magpies by Williams. Down towards half forward. Oh, well played by Francis. Sam Rocker kicks his 4th. Well done. Good play by Francis. So this game, as Don Scott said, is ebbing and flowing. Carlton lead by a point again.
Well, straight from the centre. It's the only way to go, I believe. A long kick, break it out. This little man's been on the fence. He's a little gun as far as I'm concerned. He just hasn't quite made it yet as far as fitness. But Tony Francis setting it up for the big fellow.
4 goals to Sav Rocker, 333 in his illustrious career. Again, the difference is 1 point at the MCG. Crowd getting its money's worth today. Monkhorst, Patterson, Koutafidis has got him. Buckley can kick a goal from there, 50 metres out, hit the post.
That deserved the goal, that kick.
Yes, it was a good kick.
Carlton players should have tackled here instead of bumping back there towards the centre.
Scores level. Magpies led by 13 points at half-time. Carlton already have hit the lead in this quarter. Camporelli doing best. After a quiet first half when he only had 3 kicks, Koutafidis to Fraser Brown. Back to McKay, who's been very, very good. That pass is terrible. Shorble. Buckley everywhere. Long bomb again from Buckley. Rocker at the back.
He'll kick this.
He'll go close. It seems to be his ideal distance, just outside 50.
Again, Buckley, the big kick.
Any score will put Collingwood back in front.
Well, I'll tell you what, you couldn't get a better guy to be taking this kick, Pete. He is a booming kick. And this will take a big kick from here.
He'll be kicking from 55. Started right. It stayed right. He got the distance all right.
He put it over fence. That's a big kick with a drop punt.
About 65 metres that went at least. Out of bounds on the full. Manton takes the kick in the back pocket.
So Glenn Manton drives it with a wobbly kick. Punched on. Still in the danger area as far as Carlton is concerned. Well played by Dean. To Clappe. To Rice. Rice puts it up high. Kernahan's got 3 to beat here. Oh, he's beaten them! There were 3 Collingwood players down there, and the captain has come from the side. He only had to beat 1 in the end, but there were 2 Magpies swooping. What a mark.
Vintage Kernahan.
And here's Kernahan, eyes only for the ball.
Look, all Collingwood around too. If that ball had fallen loose, Collingwood were off and running. So the captain of Carlton will kick for his second of the quarter, in fact, from 45 metres. Oh, it's a wobbly, it's floating back. It's an ordinary looking kick, but it's a goal.
2 goals this quarter. That's Carlton's 5th for the term.
Well, the beauty now is that both sides are going straight up the centre. It's the best way home. And Kernahan with McDonald, just a superior height advantage there. Out positions McDonald. And And then from just inside 50, just gets it in.
5 goals to Carlton this quarter, 2 of them kicked by their captain Steve Kernahan. Bradley, what beautiful disposal out of the centre. Kernahan the target again, not this time. Kosciuszka's timely marking defence.
Might be a little bit ironic, Peter, but last year in round 22, Collingwood 22 points in front at half-time, and it was Carlton that came out and turned that game around.
Williams kicks towards centre wing. It's a turnover. Camporelli back to Brown, no. Back to Christou. Now Brown gets a second chance. Whitnell, hands in front of the face. Jason Dunstan.
He's going to be a good player, this kid, isn't he? You know, when you think
The
about
pressure's not on him today, Pete. I mean, he hasn't had Kernahan around there, so there's been a lot of pressure on him.
Intended for Allen, but it will be rushed through by Shawwell for one of the line to Carlton.
Allen very lucky not to give away a free kick there.
11-9 to 10-8. We approach the halfway mark of the third quarter. Richardson to bring the ball back in. It's gone out wide. Finds Alex McDonald, a former Hawk. Onto Wild. Very close to the boundary line, nearly went out. It didn't, luckily for the Magpies. Try to regain some composure. They can through Shawwell. Lovely little gift to Russell. Now Patterson has a chance. Still he goes. Inside 50. Bradley can't catch him. Anthony Rocker. Yes, just inside the line.
No.
Or is it?
Over.
I thought he marked it. Boundary umpire was closer and had a better view than we did. It'll be a throw-in.
Patterson was forced onto his left foot then, so it was good play by Carlton. So this is anyone's game. Two very evenly matched sides. There's Silvani doing the ruck work against Rocker. Rocker's done well today. He's kicked 4. Who is over the shoulders then of Silvani. Taken away by Ange Christou with a driving kick to the centre of the ground. Gee, reads the play well though, Buckley. Buckley drives it back to the danger area. Up the back is Sexton. Anthony Rocker at the front, and the umpire says it's my ball. Gavin Dorr saying they both had it, and probably that's a fair decision on looking at that.
Look at the way that Christou's backing in too. That's an excellent effort by Christou, and I would have given it to Anthony Rocker.
I thought it was actually a good decision in the end. Shawwell, here's Silvani, tries to tap it through. Danger, is that in the back to Francis? Umpire said no, it'll be a
What
throw.
Ange Christou did, Pete, just prior to that takes a lot of courage to run with a flight of the ball. As a Collingwood free kick going to little Tony Francis.
Well, there's Tony Francis deep in the pocket. He can either have a set shot, he can pass it off, or he can run out the right and have a snapshot. I'd be running out the right and having a snapshot if I was him. Look. So a great camera shot from behind the goals. Look at that. Well, his angle is actually a bit tougher than what that looks. Now he's going short, and it's come off. Patterson is marked. 20 metres out.
You can call that a real lapse in concentration from Carlton. A real blue.
So Stephen Patterson has kicked 1. He's a pretty good goal sneak, and he should kick this. And we have a real game on our hands here. It will make the difference 1 point if he kicks this. Got 8.5 minutes to go in this third term, and he looks a little bit nervous about it. He's normally very accurate though. And he's getting the hoots of the Carlton supporters as he races in. It's a bit of an up and under. It's close. It's very close. He might have missed. He has from 25 metres. He didn't look confident. And Tony Shaw, well, he's pretty... Well, I thought he'd be tearing his hair out of that one, but
Can't.
He's pretty cool, calm and collected, the little fella.
Goal the difference again at the MCG. Christou bombs it long. There's a free kick downfield, I would reckon. Now it's going the other way. Gavin Dorr
against Tony Francis, I think, Pete.
He indicated on the shoulder. Manton is going to be the recipient, is he? Now it's Christou's turn again. Wild. Francisco. Oh, gets met solidly by Kernahan as he kicks. Shawble takes the mark.
It's bad forward play by Carlton. Two Carlton players collided.
Well, the sun's a bit of a problem down there. Whitnell had his hands up, shielding the sun from his eyes as he went for that.
Wild to Russell. Good old throw, that one. McDonald. Up and under. Sexton couldn't take it. Shuffled out to Clapper. On to Mackay. Mackay at centre wing. Beaumont. Too long for him. Needs a good bounce. Doesn't really get it. Now he's got a chance. Tries to bend it back to the goals. It's bouncing. Sits nicely for Richardson. Chris Jr. was it? Yes, it is. What he was doing there in that part of the ground, that's why I had to have a second look. It was a good mark, wasn't it?
Well, look better the fact that Williams really didn't go for it.
Short pass is effective, but he's gone out further to Ratton. Directly down the ground, this time to Kernahan. Now Sticks has kicked 2 in this quarter. Had a fairly lean first half, although he did have 7 kicks. He didn't have any great influence on the play. Christou going to Ratton, and you can see further out from the goal, but a better angle. And he's able to get it to Sticks Kernahan. Long-time captain, playing his first game this year.
Whitnell off and Hamill on. I really thought Whitnell shouldn't have competed for that mark down there against Kernahan. He's a good young player.
Kernahan directly in front. Kicks, and it looks pretty good from here. He's got his third.
Well, last week it was Hamill that set Carlton alight in the third quarter. He was the one who kicked the three goals. This week it is Kernahan. He's kicked 3 in the third quarter. They were looking for a spark, and they got it this week from Kernahan. Carlton conceding a little bit of ground to go forward.
The Carlton captain has kicked 3 goals in this term, and the Blues lead by 2 goals. As Jason Wild drives it forward. They need a spark right now. Collingwood. Carlton's starting to get on top. Sexton gets it to Rice. They can't afford another one against them, the Magpies. Gavin Brown at the back. Races back after. He'll go to the boundary line. Very experienced. And he takes it over. Way down at half forward for Carlton. Captain has been a great player for many years. They certainly need him playing well at the moment, because he did have a terrific first half, Gavin Brown. Here's Fraser Brown. His aggression certainly is making a big difference to the Carlton side. They're going hard again by Gavin Dorr. A couple of ordinary umpiring decisions early in the game by the umpires, but since then they've got on top and they're umpiring quite well now. Almost on centre wing, Allen knocks it forward with a two-handed punch. In goes Russell and locks it in, and umpire Gavin Dorr will come in and bounce it.
5.5 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Carlton leading 81-69. Allen and Monkhorst, Armat, Curran. Good tackle by Brett Ratton to tie it up again. And once more the umpire will bounce. Real finals type atmosphere here today. Carlton have won the last 5 matches between these two long-time rivals. Mackay gets it down. Good tackle by Koutafidis. Patterson gets on his bike, but the umpire had already blown the whistle, so another ball up. 60 metres out from the Carlton goal. Ruckman have had a great duel all day. Koutafidis, 9 kicks in the first quarter. On to Clapper. Centering kick from the former West Coast Eagle. Great attempt to mark. Richardson. Ball, says the crowd. Umpire disagrees. Francisco, Patterson, Barnett, Armat on left centre wing. Williams running with him. A young excitement machine from Darwin. Still he goes. His kicking can let him down, but that's a bomb into the goal square. Don't tell me he's kicked it. Oh, great footy. Just about goal of the day. 12-9 to 11-9. A goal the difference.
Yes, exciting stuff as he broke. He started on interchange with the injuries to Taylor and Crow. Ahmed's come into the side. He was a little quiet last week, Robbie. And he's come off the bench in a number of games this year and has really given Collingwood something, and he's certainly sparked them in this third quarter, involved in a couple of really blistering runs.
1 goal the margin after that sensational goal by Ahmed. Shuffled out by Koutafidis to McKay. They've both been good players. A wobbly kick to half forward, the mark taken by McDonald. 6 points in it. Blues in front. McDonald goes short to the dangerous Buckley, and every time he gets it in his hands, something positive happens for Collingwood. He's had 16 kicks. This will be his 17th.
Well, he usually goes long, Pete, so he is predictable.
Oh, there's that long kick out the half forward line. Allen in front. No mark. Oh, he's caught in the head. Free kick to Collingwood.
Oh, I think that was a bit soft. He put his head down.
It's Shane Watson, nevertheless, with the free kick.
Here it is, Allen just not getting there. Good effort by Watson, and Watson put his head down. Not a thing you'd advise youngsters to do.
Well, let's see if they can get it down and get a goal, the Magpies, and level the scores. It's a wobbly kick. They need a mark. Big thump away. Here's a chance for Buckley. He bends it back. Silvani waits underneath it. Oh, it's a mark or a free kick. And Ahmed flying through. Oh, Silvani had to sit underneath it and show a lot of courage. He was nearly unloaded.
Showed him the ball as well.
Rice finds Clappe. Clappe at halfback. He's going to transfer play here. This could be dangerous, but no, he could see Sexton. He had 2 options there. Michael Sexton, he might get called to play on. He will. He kicks it. Oh, that was an ordinary kick because Allen was covered. And it'll be a throw-in on centre wing. Matthew Francis about to come on for the Magpies. There he is, former Richmond player.
And the well-bandaged Matthew Francis, waiting patiently. Just a goal the difference in favour of the Blues. It was Collingwood at half-time by just over a couple of goals. Camporelli having a good third quarter. Already kicked a goal in this term. Camporelli to half-forward. Marking contest, none there. Koutafidis. Curran. Good block, gets it away from him, only to see Fraser Brown in the road. Monkhorst, Russell, Collingwood away now. Curran, off one step. The half forward, Sexton, nearly. Camporelli gives him good support. Bradley calls for it and gets it. The veteran to centre wing, up high Manton. At the back, Clappe beaten for it by Buckley. Krasiska. Collingwood trying to build something. Williams has a look, then decides to go. Long kick by the Tasmanian. Oh, Rocker! Terrific football. Rocker's kicked 3, 1 in this quarter. A goal will level the scores.
In a game like this, when the ball's going to come down very quickly, and when players are under speed, under pressure, the beauty is to get in front. If you can get in front, you take the reward, and Rocker was.
It was a great kick too, wasn't it, Donald? Low trajectory
kick. It was a good kick, Pete, but still I believe the fact that he was in front really did make something of nothing there, Rocker.
3 goals to half-time, 1 this quarter, so he's going for his 5th. He's hooked it. 1 behind, kicked by the big Sav. 4 goals, 2, so he's kicked 1-2 in this quarter. 11-10 to 12-9. The difference is 5 points. Ange Christou to bring it in with less than a minute to play.
Well, Rocker's kicked 2 that he would normally kick with his eyes shut. I'm not kidding, and it's been costly. Peter Dean finds Murphy, who kicked 2 brilliant goals in the first quarter, but then had his colours lowered after that by Gavin Brown. But they were 2 terrific goals. Now, an ordinary kick by Murphy. That is a terrible kick. It's back to Stephen Patterson. Off he goes, the little fella. He drives it to half forward, but waiting underneath it. It's all Carlton and Ange Christou. We have 24 seconds left before 3/4 time. This is Silvani. Oh, he's not sure what to do, so he chips it to Rice. Time clock ticking down. Back it comes to Silvani. A little bit underdone, Steve Silvani. Christou. Clappe. Here's Koutafidis. They need a mark from this kick. There's a time clock. No, they won't get it. There's the siren. An eventful third term. A good one for Carlton because they were down at half-time. There's Steve Kernahan, who had a terrific quarter done with 3 goals. His experience telling. Matthew Hogg, Justin Murphy, who kicked 2 great goals over there. There's Richardson. He's under a lot of pressure down there with the ball being bombed. But it's anyone's game, Don.
My word it is, Peter, and it's just an exciting game, and any costly turnover usually will play on the scoreboard. And it's lucky that Kernahan came alive for Carlton. They needed something, and they got it with his 3 goals. But Collingwood, on the other hand, have got so many different avenues to goal. So far, they've had 7 different fellows that have contributed on the scoreboard, whereas Carlton have had the 6. And Collingwood have got a more dangerous forward line because of those number of averages. I mentioned that there were 10 goal kickers when Rocker kicked his 10 goals a couple of weeks ago. So guys are capable. There's the sun. Collingwood in the sun. Carlton out as 3/4 time here at the MCG. Collingwood 11-10, 76, trailing the Carlton side by 5 points, 12-9, 81.
Begin the final quarter. Less than a kick in it. Carlton 6 goals in the third quarter. Can they keep it going? Allen and Monkhorst. Bradley out of the circle. The fitness fanatic from Optus Oval. Still he goes. Long kick by Braddles. Manton nearly. Oh, gets up. Can he score a goal? He can! Great effort by the former Bomber. Just what David Parkin ordered at 3/4 time. A quick goal. Carlton's 13th.
Yes, that's it.
Plays 76.
But look at the way they work this. Excellent work play by Allen here. Over the top, there's a hole. Bang, Bradley. Look, nobody there. That's where he's run from. And they take the ball so easily from the centre. And I'll yet to be convinced if it's a quick ball out of the centre like that one, you can't score. And there is Manton having the drop. And he did very, very well, Manton, after an extremely courageous effort initially.
Again, there's 2 kicks in it. 11 points, in fact. Alex McDonald drives it forward. Dean Rice. Oh, look at the pace of Robbie Ahmed. He kicks it off the ground. Rice is hot in his hammer. Ahmed all one-handed, but it'll come off in the finish. He handballs it away, then went up.
Rice has hurt himself. I think he's done a hammy. He's done a hammy.
Yes, he has. He's done a hamstring, Rice. It's bad luck. Clappe on to Bradley, who instigated that first goal of the term. Hamill. Oh, that is a great mark for a young player under pressure.
Rice is going off the ground for Carlton.
Kernahan's 1 out. He's got to kick it now. Oh, too slow, unless he wants to kick it short. Kernahan was 1 out in the square. He should have been bombing it. Oh, look at, he's a man on his own down here. It's Matthew Hogg. What a beautiful kick by Hamill. And Hogg will kick from 10 metres.
Hickmont coming off for Carlton as Hogg lines up.
Magnificent kick by Hamill and good thinking by Hogg. Well, this will make it difficult for Collingwood. They'll be 3 goals down if Hogg kicks this, and he is right in front, the tough little utility player. As he just lays back and has gone.
Second goal to Matthew Hogg. Carlton's 14th. 93 plays 76.
Well, it's an excellent mark by Hamill. He sparked them last week, Carlton, in the third quarter against Adelaide. He's been on the bench, has come on, and that's an excellent mark. The options really didn't present themselves, and he put the ball long, hoping, and his hope was rewarded by an excellent run onto the ball by that little man there, Hogg.
2 goals to Matthew Hogg. Dipper has some news on Rice.
Yeah, Peter, Dean Rice is laying on the ground here. The doctor's just going through some stretches here. Looks like his right hamstring is a bit stiff at the moment.
Thanks, Dipper. Back to the middle. Chance for Hickmott. Curran, good tackle. Christou, wild hand pass. No pun intended. Picked up by Wild. Out to Williams. Christou wearing him closely. Not close enough. If Williams gets clear, danger for Carlton. He can't. Christou. Now Williams gets up limping. Clappe. The former Eagle has a bounce clear of Wild. Bombs it long. Francis in the road and marks. Matthew Francis, late inclusion in the side, with Taylor withdrawing. The former Tiger comes across the ground Looking for Buckley. Bradley over the top. A real stretch.
Great punch too.
Russell. Now Brown. Wright at midfield. Long bomb by Graham Wright. Marking contest. 2-on-2. Rocker. Paddles it forward. Williams seems to be okay. Dean tried to go off the ground. And Silvano will be more than happy to see it over the line.
And this is a great defender, Peter Dean. There is Dean Rice having his leg worked upon.
Now Williams,
there's Williams who's limping too.
Just a bit of a twinge there. They wouldn't want to lose him. He's been very, very good today, Williams.
Be a big loss if he was out for a couple of weeks with a hammy.
He would. Over the top, Francis. Rocker. Kick smothered. Not that one. Watson with Dean. And the Carlton veteran does well to get it away from his opponent and get it out of bounds.
Hard man to play against in the back line. There he is, strapped up. Fraser Brown also off.
Well, this Carlton backline is very, very experienced in a pressure situation. They've got some premiership players. They've been around a long time. Now it's thumped down. Christo, that was a good hand pass to Beaumont. Beaumont drives it out of the danger area. Krasiska underneath it. A good knock-on was by Manton. Taken by Alex McDonald. He bends it back to half forward. Here they come. Beaumont. Well, they've really lifted here as Matthew Hogg. Koutafidis bumped off the ball. Free kick to Koutafidis. Might have had his arm dragged down.
Too high at the tackle.
Well, blood rule. He might have to come off here. Let's have a look. And he's having a word to say. McDonald trying to cut him into a headbutt, I think. And Andrew Coates telling the player to get out of the way. There's no blood, so see what he's around the neck, was it?
No, just when McDonald went for it, he let him have one in the face. And Watson's coming off. Francis coming on for Collingwood. It's Tony Francis.
Adrian Hickmott. Carlton well on top at the moment. Oh, danger area, but Mark Richardson has gone back and taken a safe mark. Let's see what the Magpies can do. They've got Anthony Rocker way down there on his own. But Carlton are manning up everywhere. They've certainly lifted. Had a very good third term.
Could be a mismatch because Tony Francis being picked up by Peter Dean. He might be too quick for Dean. Tony Francis.
Now, this is Graham Wright to centre wing. Matthew Allen and Moncourse. Allen disciplined, punched it away. Still in play. And eventually Patterson takes it over the line.
93-76. 15 minutes left in the game. A titanic struggle from go to woe. Haven't got the official crowd yet, but you would reckon it'd be in excess of 75,000. And these two have had a great deal all afternoon. Allen and Moncourse. That might be against Carlton for in the back.
Yes, I'd pay it, Pete.
But
Moncourse positioned his body pretty well, and Allen could not get around it at all, and then just pushed him into the ground.
The big monkey. His younger opponent may be able to finish over the top of him, but that remains to be seen. Not this time. Armat, Wild, Wright on the ball, and away he goes.
Gee, that was a good run.
Great run and tackle, holding the ball, you would think.
Gee, that was a great run because obviously Graham Wright's lost a lot of speed from years ago. He's had a number of injuries, but look at this run by McKay. This is inspirational stuff. Look. Oh, excellent, excellent.
Ball to Camporelli, who had a quiet first half, lifted in the third term, punched away from Kernahan. The speed of Moncourse. He needed something there to get out of the road. He nearly got bumped into the grandstand. Patterson out of bounds, so too is the footy on centre wing.
He was let off. And there's a Collingwood player down, Stephen Patterson.
Medical rooms are going to be working overtime after the match, you would reckon.
And here's Patterson, and now he goes to ground, and he's a little sore when he gets up. He's a tough customer.
So throw it on centre wing. Moncourse wins it down. Buckley caught by Ratton. Was it too high?
The umpire saying it was too high on Nathan Buckley. It's on centre wing. They need something to spark them now. The Magpies, a booming kick, a monstrous kick to the half-forward line. It's no mark. Matthew Francis tried to tap it onto himself. Now he's caught. McKay has been a very good player. And he goes for a hand pass. I'm quite happy to see it go over the line.
That was meant for Peter Dean, but gee, there are good bunch of backmen, Carlton. The way they combine, they're hard at it, Peter.
Well, you'd have to say they and the West Coast Eagles.
I think this is the best back line in the league, Carlton.
I agree with you there.
Their combination, they combine so well, and they just do it so well.
West Coast would probably be a close second as Allen gets it down. Camporelli was dragged when he didn't have it. Here's Peter Dean. Now Christo. He's been a good player since half-time. He drives it wide. There was no one there, but Savrocka's there. Will have beat him over the line at will. And the big fella had run from the goal square.
Probably, Peter, this back line of Carlton is probably one of the best back lines in
ever.
I'd go as far as to rank with any back line. There's some stars there, and they just combine so well.
And they've had the same back line for years.
And it's a settled one, so they know what everybody else is doing.
That's right. There's Silvani versus Rocker, Bradley, Murphy. Well, they're creating loose men now. This is Adrian Hickmott, the former Geelong half-forward, driving it to the half-forward line. Shawball flies and takes them up.
Shawball saw short of right centre wing. Sees Krasiska on his own. Centre half back position. Magpies trying to work something forward. They will here through Buckley. Buckley down to Ahmat, who kicked an amazing goal in the third quarter. Centering kick from him. He kicks to a contest, and Silvani. Next week he'll certainly be better by the run. Sexton has to hurry in the end. He took it a bit easy. Hamill hotly pursued. Russell takes it out of bounds on centre wing. 12.5 minutes remaining in the match. Throw in centre wing, out of side. These two guys will be sick of each other by the final siren. Monkhorst wins it. Tried to get it to Buckley.
He's done well today, Monkhorst.
Gets it to Brown eventually. Oh, Anthony Rocker, a big fly. Beaumont comes down with the spoils. Hamill in front. Shawball punches from behind. It's out of bounds. And this time it's on Collingwood's left half forward flank. Monkhorst again with Allen. Monkhorst wins it straight to Russell. She's at their half back flank. McKay, hand pass just as he was tackled. Patterson goes down again. Was that too high? I think it might have been.
I think he hurt himself. He just did not make an attempt, did he?
No, I thought he copped one there, Don.
Well, I think he hurt himself, Pete, when the ball came to him.
See what happened there, I'm not quite sure.
So he was pretty slow there.
Yeah, before he went down, he copped one. So he's been on the end of a couple of knocks in the last 5 minutes. He's saying he's okay, I think.
So centre of the ground. Now he's going off the blood rule. No, he might be a bit dazed. He's getting some attention. There might be a bit of blood there.
Yeah,
looks
I think
like
there
it.
is.
Yep, blood rule. And there's your man, the blood man there, Don.
Cut man, they call him in boxing, don't they? They call him the blood man earlier. The cut man. Yes, there might be a job for a cut man in AFL football now.
So that's John Barnett about to come on the game, but they really need something. They're looking a bit tired, the Magpies. Carlton have...
He hasn't had a run today, John Barnett, so he'll be a fresh man. Monkhorst has done well today. Usually he's gone off and had a rest, but he's rucked tirelessly all day.
Barnett's not coming on. It looked like he was. They elected to go with Watson instead, and Simon Beaumont's picking him up. But Carlton, there's no doubt about them. When the pressure's applied, they know how to lift. They were in trouble at half-time.
Plenty of time left.
Certainly is, as we see Monkhorst going for the big fist. The kick is by Scott Russell forward. Silvani and Savrocka. The bounce important here. Williams went after it. Here's Silvani. Gets in a hand pass. Now McKay. That'll have to be a bounce. Good umpiring. He had no chance of getting rid of that. And you must have a prior opportunity.
Tony Francis coming off now, and Barnett will replace him. 55 metres out from goal. Richardson. No Wolf that time. Christo couldn't get a clean possession. Curran can. There's a holding decision here. Anthony Rocker's going to get a free kick.
Yeah, good one, umpire. Good. Good. Something that's really coming into junior football as well, because they try to copy what's going on in the big stuff. And it's a wrong way about going about football. You should be putting your body in front. It's a body-on-body situation. It's called holding the man otherwise.
2 goals to Rocker so far, both in the first half. This will give Collingwood new hope. All he has to do is kick it, and he's done that. Magpies back in it.
Well, that's his third. He's got away from Sexton on that occasion. About all the Carlton guy could do was hold on. Hence the free kick, and here's the free kick. He's holding the jumper, the umpire to the right. And just not quite certain Peter Dean as he went through.
The Rocker boys have kicked 7 between them. Severio 4 and Anthony 3, and there's 2 kicks in it now as Monkhorst goes forward. McKay must have been touched off the boot because the umpire called play on. Here's Matthew Hogg. Next goal vitally important. Here's Murphy on to Bradley. Bradley going for the chip pass. He's found his captain in Kernan. That could be 50. I don't think he's going to pay it. There was a bit of a push after he marked, and probably rightly so in the finish.
Seems to be gone by the board, doesn't it? The 50-metre penalty.
Well, there wasn't a lot in it. He was trying to just not much in that. Good umpiring.
Might be a bit far out for him.
So Steve Kernan has kicked 3, all in the third term. A big kick coming up here.
It's usually a very reliable kick, this man.
He runs just outside 50. It won't make the distance. Can someone take a mark? Yes, they can. It's Andrew Shawble. So Shawble is going to chip this ball across. He's found Scotty Russell. He'll try and run it and handball over the top. He does so to Graham Wright. The Magpies need the next goal. Centre wing. A one-on-one. Gee, Christo has been very, very good. He's taken it to the line. Now, they can't pay that deliberate because Buckley did the same thing earlier in the game.
Oh, he was upended when he had the footy there. I don't think you could even argue that that was deliberate out of bounds, but Nathan's was a bit more blatant, I must admit. Now at Monkhorst, centre wing. Monkey, Bradley from Christo, they fumble. Barnett the chance on his correct kicking foot, his left. McKay and Williams. Not an impossibility, but straight to Beaumont. Bad kick.
Yes, my word, Pete.
Now to Bradley. Could be a costly turnover. Long raking drop punt. A little bit too long for Kernahan. Shawble and Francis content to see it over the line. It's about 60 metres from goal.
That's a costly turnover at this stage of the game.
They'd love to get onto their opposite foot, some of these players, instead of kicking on their natural foot.
Just under 9 minutes remaining in the contest. Still everybody's match. Pretty crowded down there now. Kernahan to do the ruck work. Monkhorst. Ham of a chance. Boundary line is too close as he's pursued by Andrew Shawble. So again, it's on centre wing for a throw-in. Players of both sides very, very tired. Certainly going to be a survival of the fitter side. Goals hard to come by at the moment.
Kernan must be going to do all the ruck work because Allen is down in the forward pocket.
Dean to Shawble to Russell. Looks for options. Terrible one there. Murphy. Richardson, good tackle, spills to Bradley. Over the head of Clappe. Francis does the tidying up. Clappe's nearly got him. Nearly a throw. McDonald. Ratton bends it. Allen, yes, no. Hickmott dragged to the ground by McDonald. It's a pressure cooker, and we're going to see a ball up 15 metres out from goal.
I think the umpire was right not to pay the mark. He could have been tempted, but he didn't really control it, Matthew Allen. So good umpiring in the finish. Allen, tapped it down, dangerous. Francis, taken by Kudafides. He's hit the post. But actually, it's a handy point because it makes it 2 goals exactly now. So 12 points the margin. Oh, gee, it's a terrific game. It always is between these two great clubs.
Alex McDonald looking a little proppy too, but he's the one that's going to kick in.
Big spaces in midfield which Collingwood can run it through after this kick in. If they can get it out, Carlton will concede this kick. Now what can Collingwood manufacture?
Curran. At the back, Murphy had a great first quarter, but that was a costly fumble. He gets another chance. On to Hogg, who also fumbles. Back to Murphy. Now Kuda feeds to Brown, out of bounds, or was it touched? The latter, says the boundary umpire. Fraser Brown has plenty to say.
Pete, incidentally, the crowd has been estimated at just under 80,000. Now, how about that? Fantastic.
They're still counting, obviously. Koutafidis and Richardson. Ball jarred free, nearly thrown out. Patterson had a chance. It will be another bounce. It's about 35 metres out from goal.
So the Magpies desperately need to. They've tired. They're trying their hearts out, as is Carlton, of course. But they're very experienced side under pressure, this Carlton side. Koutafidis, Manton's got it, caught. Jason Wild, quick hand pass. Patterson, around the corner he goes and heads for the boundary line. Good thinking by the young half forward, because he was under immense pressure. 2 goals the margin. Carlton lead, just under 7 minutes left. Next
Still plenty
goal.
of time.
I'd say that Collingwood would definitely have to score the next goal. They wouldn't want Carlton to get another one. They'd be 3 goals down. Here's Koutafidis at the back. Camporelli bending it back into the danger area. Kernahan at the back. Can't mark. Koutafidis taps it on. That's Ratton. Matthew Hogg has got it. Hooks it back to the pocket. It's all Collingwood. The bounce. Prasiska. Off he goes with a hand pass. Finds McDonald. Still deep in the Carlton forward line. No mark. It looked like a half volley. Scott Russell to Chris Curran. Curran up in the air to half forward. They need a mark and they'll get it because it's been taken by Mark Richardson. Oh, the Magpies still a chance. They've got loose men everywhere. The kick wide. And it has found Stephen Patterson. He's outside 50. He is 70 metres from goal. The lead's coming everywhere.
Monkhorst is in the square.
Well, he's given it to goal. Was he off? No. Gavin Brown has marked. He is not a long kick.
Richardson calling for it back in the centre.
Well, he's given it back to Richardson, who's still outside 50. They're trying to get it into that scoring area. Monkhorst is back. Gee, if they get a goal, look at this, looking sideways. He wants to give it off. He doesn't want to have a shot. He wants to pass this, Mark Richardson. Great camera shot. The eyes rolling around. There's one of the rockers. That's Anthony.
It's got Watson on.
So Mark Richardson from 55 metres drives a goal. Touched off hands. Touched off hands. So still 2 kicks in it as far as the Magpies are concerned.
2 kicks, 2 goals would win it for Collingwood. Ange Christo has the job of kicking in. He's gone straight. Dean the target, or Sexton. Wild paddles it on. Buckley doesn't waste a kick. This time he has. Mandan couldn't believe his eyes, or his luck perhaps. He'll give it to Hickmott. Hickmott goes back to Clappe. Back to Hickmott. Brown lost sight of it, might be costly. Applies a tackle on Wild, still got the footy. Koutafidis in hard on Wild and ties it up again.
Collingwood are not out of it. It's only 2 straight kicks, but they give the impression they just will not be able to get those 2 straight kicks at the moment. There's just nothing there.
Tony Francis back on. Another change being made by Tony Shaw.
Maybe if they can score a goal now, that'll just give them incentive and they'll be able to lift their work rate just that fraction.
The Blues finding goals hard to kick likewise. Players from both sides very, very tired.
It's been a hard game.
Oh, has it what? It's been warm. Opened at breakneck speed. Brett Ratton was on the end of a hot one. He's waiting to see what happens here. Bradley, brilliantly done. 50 metres out. Bradley kicks. He kicks a minor score. That could have been curtains had he kicked accurately. 2 goals the difference, but it's an interesting difference, isn't it? 12
Buckley
points.
running down to take this kick. He's a designated kicker.
He's had 18 kicks and 4 handballs, Bradley. He's a very dangerous player, as is Buckley. Buckley's had 21 kicks and 3 handballs. I think he'll have to kick long this time. He does, and almost reaches the centre wing area. Mark Richards is there, couldn't take the mark. Free kick, advantage paid. Will it come off? Yes, it will. Wright's dragged down again, but he got his boot to it. The Magpies need a goal, and they might get it. Francis pounces on it, onto the left foot, bends it back, finds Patterson. He's off, onto the left foot. They need a mark to Rocker. Silvani's after him. Rocker, Silvani. Dean goes down. Big Sub goes after it, hooks it back in, but McKay's
That's
there.
terrific play by Dean. He risked his body then for the sake of the team. He's a little groggy. There he is there, Peter Dean. He had to stand up and be counted. He's been counted many times. And he really did have to count there. There's 78,704 people here, and they've witnessed a magnificent game as the sun has gone over under the clouds. But a great effort by Peter Dean.
Carlton going for their 6th in a row against the Magpies. Camporelli close to the boundary line. Buckley can't trap him. Camporelli looking for options further downfield. Short the Ratton, knocked away by Watson. Chance for Buckley again, but the ball beats him over the line. Throw in just outside 50. Collingwood still with a chance, still with time. If they're good enough, they must get a goal. Rocker taking a few deep breaths. So too Silvani. He's going to contest the throw in. Bit of hanging on there. Flipped out finally to Beaumont from Camporelli. Up and under. Marking contest on centre wing. Shawble at the back. Krasiska to Watson. Collingwood's charge. The bounce is going to be a fact. Monkhorst, the big monkey, has a snap. Out of bounds, I think. Yes. Damien Monkhorst on his left foot. Well,
yes, you don't see it too often, do you? I thought you were going to say I'd like to see that.
Well, we saw it. And Manton to kick it back into play.
Glenn Manton can play at either end of the ground. Been a good play for Carlton since coming from the Bombers. Here's Murphy flying with his teammate Allen. Camporelli after it. Gets a handy boot to that one, and it will roll towards the line. The brilliant Koutafidis has got it. He really is a clever player. Under Justin Murphy. Murphy will hug the boundary line with this kick. Carlton will be quite happy to see it go out. Fraser Brown hooks it out towards Ratton. Ratton again going in after it. Left-hand hand pass. Over the back is Krasiska. Oh, look at that strong tackle by Fraser Brown. And Watson has it smothered. And the umpire will bounce this. No, he won't. Play on. I bet you a little toe poke. It's out the full. Oh, that was rotten luck. But nevertheless, against Graham Wright, and they play on the Blues. And the mark has been taken by Mann. Now he's on the boundary line, inside 50. I think a goal here would be curtains for Collingwood.
If you can hold it up, run the clock down.
Well, he's doing that. It's under the 2-minute mark left. He's looking for a short one here.
He's going to go on. You can go back to Ratton. Ratton's on his left.
Now he's kicking it long. In towards the square. Christo is there. Couldn't mark. Curran ran into trouble. Fraser Brown. Back to the boundary line. It's knocked on by Patterson. Matthew Hogg went in very hard. Carlton lock it in. No, it comes out again. Now Hogg drags it. And the umpire will bounce.
Well, it's been hard, it's been tough. And he's one of the toughest, Matty Hogg. 2 goals the difference. Not one person has left yet. Wild. Slung as he kicked. Out of bounds on the full. So it will be a free kick to Carlton, and I would reckon Murphy will take it. Yes, he will. Kicked 2 goals in the first quarter, and 2 brilliant goals they were when Collingwood was on a roll. He brought the Blues back, and he'll be taking plenty of time here, although the clock has stopped for the second.
I looked twice then. The double take.
He's better out in the ground. He's been missing the first 3 matches, Sticks. Murphy from 65. Allen in front, Rocker over the top. Brown! 11 to 12-11.
And he worked hard, Fraser Brown, for that. He worked really hard. I was impressed with his effort on the opposite flank minutes earlier. But here he is. He's weighted down. The ball spills. He uses his strength backs and finally just gets his kick around the corner from Chris Curran. He's worked hard. He'll do him good this game today, Fraser Brown.
Well, it's a good effort by Carlton because Collingwood threw it up to them early. They lead by 3 goals, Carlton, as the Magpies through Richardson go forward onto Buckley. Buckley with a wobbly kick to half forward. A good mark, Rocker. Great mark.
It was a good mark. Good effort. You couldn't criticise Silvani either. Silvani got that front position and just misjudged the punch. It was a good effort, a good duel.
Well, he's going for his 5th goal of the game. He'd be oh, he's hooked it, I think. Oh, geez, kicking's deserved him in the second half. Sub Rocker. He has missed 3 sitters and he would not be happy with himself.
4 threes kicked, Pete.
But nevertheless, 20 seconds to go.
And 1-3 in the second half.
Well, Carlton, you've got to hand it to them. They are a professional side. They can be down and out and they keep fighting.
Well, they've fought all day today, and this guy has been brilliant. McKay, 13 kicks, 8 handballs and 5 marks. Rocker up high, couldn't complete the mark. Blues run it away again. Hickmott on the end of a chain of hand passes, kicks towards half forward. That's as far as it's going. Krasiska pulls up limping. There's the siren. Carlton are home. The Blues have won now 6 in a row against their long-time rivals. 15-11, 101. Defeating a Garrett Collingwood 12-12, 84. Let's go to Dimmer.
Matty Allen, 6 in a row against the Maggies. A tough game today.
Yeah, it's always tough against the Maggies. And, we love to beat them, of course, as everyone does. And I think we stuck at it today after half-time and we got over, which is great for us.
One of the great duels against Monkhurst today. It was a great game between both of you.
Yeah, a bit tiring. It's a bit too strong for me, but yeah, it was a good duel and I look forward to playing on guys like that. It's good.
Great atmosphere on the ground.
Yeah, great. It's like a grand final. I can imagine, like you did.
Well done, mate. Go for it. Good boy.
Thanks to Bert, and repeating the final scores, 101-84. Carlton home at the G before 78,500 fans.